There is a word in Japanese, hoshin, or it may say hoshin, hoshin, mata hoshin. Hoshin means, hotsu is like a spring or coming out, or almost like explosion, but the beginning of it. And the shin is mind. So hoshin is kind of like starting to have some mind for something. What it means is basically usually used when you are stimulated to get the energy and the spirit going for a certain purpose, maybe your mission, and the mission could be something to do with work or life or spiritual pursuit, so that the meaning of hoshin, hoshin, mata hoshin is actually a word from Dogen, Zen master, from I would say 800 years ago or something like that in Japan. And he has written a book which people say it's one of the most difficult books to understand, but in there is the expression of hoshin, hoshin, mata hoshin. So raise your mind or come up with your initiative and keep on it and promote that idea when you are about to do something. So it's meant to be very sincere and truthful to yourself. And I like that expression. I thought I should write something about it or talk about it. So this is the occasion that I thought I use this media to share some of the ideas that I can think that may be somewhat helpful for those who are interested in developing the sense of a desire, a strong spiritual, perhaps a desire to be, let's say, enlightened. It could be like that, or have a very peaceful mind, or something very good that you want to do for yourself or for the society truthfully and sincerely. So that's the meaning of hoshin. And when he says hoshin, hoshin, mata hoshin, so keep that spirit going. Every occasion you can think of to make the best of what you can for that purpose. Have the whole existence of who you are to be promoted in such a space or the level that you want. Probably something like a sportsman maybe lifting up the heavy weight. That could be the moment that you can think of, yes, I can do it, and then put all your energy into it. Or it could be someone preparing to write a book or prepare for some kind of speech, or a situation when you are to speak on something which is important and you want to put your all energy into it. So actually, when I talk about it, that has to be represented as my hoshin to do this. I didn't start like that because I just wanted to explain what the word hoshin may be. But the bottom line is that this morning I had the sense of hoshin, hoshin, mata hoshin. The reason why I had is something to do with the environment that I am in. And there are lots of stuff, work to do, and it is not easy. And then I thought, this is the word that give me the spirit, the challenge for that. Why I get to the point, I just don't know. Just inspired within my mind. Hoshin, hoshin, mata hoshin. Yes, I'm challenging my energy, life energy, and the spirit in this pursuit of what I'm going to do for today. So that's the kind of nuances, hard to describe, but I think everybody may have such a moment. And it's a very pure and truthful, sincere moment, I would think. So that there's less of an ego, maybe no ego. It's just a good spirit that you want to do for whatever the reason, expressing the reason of your existence, and have the energy brought in for the task that you're going to do today. So that was the spirit. And I thought that's very appropriate, and I want to remind myself. That's why I wrote this calligraphy talking about this hoshin, hoshin, mata hoshin. So in case of Dogen, who is a Zen master, so he was promoting the idea of Zen, which is oriented to, in this case, it's a part of Mahayana Buddhism. So he's talking about helping people. You have the mind desire oriented toward helping people. And also to do that, you want to have your whole mind and body to be prepared to do that. So there has to be a certain clarity in what you do. So that's the spirit. And why I got to the point of feeling that is such an appropriate phase, I don't know. It just occurred to me. But having gone through some difficulties here and there, trying to communicate with people and promote some idea and share the idea and going through the difficulties, and I believe that's the way of life. Of course, we may want to be complacent or relaxed, but that's not the whole of life. If you're just complacent all the time, it's kind of like a dead body, perhaps, and just peaceful may be okay, but it may not last too long. So we are meant to find the reason of our existence in some way or the other, so that we have the spirit, high level energized spirit to challenge. Maybe not all the time, because it's not that easy to have such energy continuing, but at least down deep from your heart, that we may have a moment like that. And I think that's a precious moment. And that was in the morning, and now it's in the evening after dinner. So if I reflect back, I wondered if I had the spirit going during the day. And there are moments that was difficult, and there are moments that I tried to share some idea with a friend. So I had the spirit, and that's a very energizing moment. But for others, it may look like this guy's kind of energized, kind of looks stupid because he's not calm, but maybe too emotional. And I have an occasion to be like that. So in the afternoon, when I had a little discussion with a lady about the work, and I get to the point that I was perhaps too energized, because I thought the idea that I'm trying to convey was so important for this company. So I was trying to explain every which way to make a case. So I may have lost some of this calm and quiet mind. Well, maybe she had very little time, so I have to put all the thinking into this short time period. But that's an excuse. We just have to find the best we can in each moment and sort of control ourselves, even when we have a high-spirited energy somewhere that we don't want to lose, because we want to express such energy living a life. And I may overdo it, perhaps, and that's kind of like a reflection that I have now. But still, I think the spirit is good. And I can feel by just listening to my voice and the energy coming out. And I know, probably, as usual, I'm talking to myself. If there's anyone listening, that may be great, because there may be a chance of communicating this idea. And everybody's different, so it may not be the case. But still, like the case when I saw the book or the sentence of Dogen about hoshin, and the sound of it, and the rhythm of it, and the meaning of it stuck with me. And it just popped up in the early morning moment that this is something that I feel, that's an important feeling. I shouldn't lose it, and to remind myself every now and then. So I decided to do this, calligraphy, and then make this YouTube or the a voice memo for my sake and for anyone who may be listening. It doesn't matter. It, if nobody is listening, I believe this is be truthful to myself. Okay, again, maybe I'm too emotional, but still, I just can't lose that energy, the spirit to live my life. I'm 73, just turned 73, and now it's more than a month. The time is passing by, and I'm aware of it. Maybe not clearly, but I sense, let's say, the death is coming around the corner sometime, and I want to make the most of what I can, and less of my ego, perhaps, something good I can do, I want to do. And of course, I make mistake by my delivery, the way I may talk, even including this talk on the YouTube. But still, the energy, the element of who I am, it's burning inside of me. I want to have it coming out in a manner that makes sense and convey the sense that I have and the desire. I don't know if that's the right word. It's the wish that some possibly wonderful thing can happen, perhaps to help people. And along the way, I'm helping myself to bring out energy for that purpose. And I think that's natural that we may have such a desire element or the wish somewhere in our life, somewhere in our mind and body. And I believe it is okay to think about it, feel about it, and wish that we deliver that wish in action in a most sincere and truthful manner. So perhaps another funny video, but I just wanted to keep to myself the thought that I had, and I want to move on in this way of my life into whatever the direction it may take, and do my best. Thank you.